The Amazon Echo Flex is one of the newest devices from Amazon with their voice assistant on board, and it is quite the unique little device. So today I'm going to give you 9 different ways that it can become very powerful and is quite the amazing little device in your smart home. Hello automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to take the frustration out of automation by showing you all about this great little device from Amazon. It's just that little bit of difference that allows you to use this as a very powerful component in your smart home. Now, the Echo Flex is $25 US, and you can buy a couple of different components for about $15 US unless they're on sale. And this one's a motion sensor, and there's also a different color light that you can attach. And I'm sure as we see kind of going forward, there will be new additions to what this device can have attached to it. All in all, that makes it a $40 device, and this gives you a ton of capability as well. Just having the little speaker on board, Amazon's voice assistant, and the fact that you can attach these other things. Now, there are ways to extend this, and that's what this video is all about. So let's walk through some of those different ways. With this motion detector, you simply click it in, plug it into a wall, and then you can utilize it within the routines function of your Amazon voice assistant application to sense people moving throughout your home or in a space. And you can use this to trigger on lighting that you would like to see. Now, what I've done is I've connected it to Philips Hue. I've connected the voice assistant to Philips Hue, and it is a very quick response time here in my smart home. It's almost instantaneous with this setup and Philips Hue, and that has made it incredibly powerful. Now, with this motion sensor attached, you can actually use this to log movement throughout a home. Now, I think this has great applications for those of you that are taking care of either your parents or your grandparents, or you're taking care of someone that's maybe struggling a little bit. If you go ahead and you connect to If This Then That, this is a new thing within the routine service in Amazon's voice assistant application there. They actually allow you to go ahead and trigger an If This Then That applet. And what I've done with that is connected it to Google Sheets and just creating a new row every time motion sensing is triggered. Now, if you have multiple of these throughout your home, then you can actually create a really complex logging and see when the normal movements are throughout a space, get notifications to a smartphone or a tablet, and then also have that full log. You can also manage other smart devices that have been connected into the application. Now, that means smart plugs or smart switches or things like cameras, and I have the SmartThings camera in my home, and I've connected SmartThings directly to Amazon's voice assistant, and this has meant that I can turn on that camera whenever I'd like. One of the most powerful integrations is that SmartThings integration, and the reason I say that is you can use something called a virtual switch. So let's say that you had this motion sensor trigger, and what's not possible right now with Amazon's application is you can't use multiple conditions. You can also use a condition for the time and day, but you can't use other conditions or other situations within your home to trigger automation, and SmartThings can do that. Now, what you can do is you can use the motion sensor trigger to actually turn on a virtual switch that then goes into SmartThings and is used to drive really complex automation within your smart home. So for an example there, you could test that your alarm system is on at the same time as this motion sensor has seen something go on, and when you do that, you can decide what to then do. Maybe you want to turn on a recording from a camera connected to that system, or maybe you want to trigger a siren, or you have all these different options that you can go ahead and use within that SmartThings system. Now, before I go too far, you've probably seen something already that's kind of tweaked your mind, and I'd like to hear how you plan to use the Echo Flex or how you're already using it in your smart home. So leave that comment down below. Now, let's go back to simple because we were getting complex there, and I think it's really simple to see how this can be pathway lighting. And if you had multiple of these, you could actually use any of them to trigger on pathway lighting lighting throughout your home. So this is a simple motion sensor on one of them, and then pathway lighting throughout your home as you move along a space. You can also just use the attachment that is lighting and is a multicolored light to actually just light up at a specific time at night so that you always have a light on in a room, say like a bathroom. You can use that light attachment as a multicolored light to indicate conditions going on in your smart home. So if you have other motion sensors that are triggered on, or you have reminders that you want to get a specific notice for at a specific time, number one, you can trigger a little audio notification, but you can also change the color of the light to say red until that condition goes away. So it can be very powerful to give you reminders in a bit of a different way than the normal reminder system that you have through Amazon's voice assistant. What's really important about this device as well is the design of it. And this allows you to put it in dirty, dusty, or even damp environments and not really worry like you do with some of these other cloth-based products. And I think this is something that Amazon has been missing for a little while within their system, but this brings it to a point where you can go ahead, put this in a garage or put this in a bathroom and not really worry about the device failing or looking terrible. And it's also very easy to clean up. Now we're going to start talking about some of the ways you can attach this to other devices. I have a couple of things for you. Number one, the USB power port here, it can't be controlled before you ask. You can't turn it on and off based on automation, but it does pass through USB power. So you can stick a phone charger and attach it to this, or you can attach like a USB based sensor or a USB based camera, or a lot of smart home devices are now powered by that. Now this is 1.5 amps, so you're not going to be able to power something huge with that, but you can pass through power on this device, and therefore your outlet can still have 3 devices on it, your full outlet setup there. To be honest, this speaker is not going to be something that you're going to be blown away by. It's small, it's kind of high treble, and it's really not intended to be something that you're playing music with. But with that 3.5 millimeter output and the Bluetooth connectivity, you can connect to a lot of different speakers and have that be the speaker that is used with this device. You can use something much more powerful, much better sounding, and still have the full access to Amazon's voice assistant. Now that's 9 different ways that you can go ahead and use the Echo Flex and have it become something very powerful in your smart home. Now, if you'd like to know all of the other new features that Amazon has put out, we always create these videos for Amazon, their voice assistant, their Fire TV system, and it just shows you all of the latest from them. So go ahead, click that link to that video is up on screen right now. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and of course, don't hate, automate.